Feindliches Flugzeug gesichtet.
We have lost objective Duff.
I am Batman. Average Sniper.
What's up, guys? Average Sniper here, bringing you another Battlefield 1 video. I would like to open a discussion about the different types of scopes and variants you can put on the sniper rifles. Now, as you guys know, if you choose the Scout class, you can use different variants of the rifles. Now, some rifles have Infantry variants, Carbine variants, Marksman variants, and Sniper variants. And I want to talk about what the best one is for Battlefield 1, or what you guys think the best one is. Keep in mind, this video is just my opinion, and I would love to see in the comments you guys' opinions on which gun variant and scope has worked best for you and why. I love reading that kind of stuff. It just gives me something to do. Alright, well, let me get started with my opinion on this, and then I'm also going to talk about a couple of other things, upcoming DLCs and such in Battlefield, as the gameplay goes on. So, as you can see, I'm playing on the new City Night map, or City Twilight map as it seems, and I had to turn my brightness up a little bit to play on this map because people like to get into the corners and they're almost invisible to see. It is ridiculous, but if you have a flare gun, you know, you can always get the job done. So let's get into the discussion, guys. In this gameplay, I'm using the Gewehr M95 Infantry variant. Now, the Infantry variant is iron sights. There's no scope, there's no carbine variant, there's nothing. It's just iron sights. Let me talk about some of the... Let me just give you some information on the iron sights that I like. So, when I first started sniping, I always used a scope. And I'm talking about way back in Call of Duty. You know, most of the snipers in Call of Duty force you to use a scope, so that's probably why I got so hooked on having a scope. But the big thrill for me was having a very powerful gun that had a skill cap on it, which basically means you have to get a one-shot kill, or you have to be good enough to pistol swap, or you just have to, you know, basically be good enough to kill them with one bullet. And that's kind of why I like sniper rifles. It gives me a challenge. I feel that it's more challenging than using, you know, other guns that are fully automatic. Not that there's anything wrong, that's just, you know, how I feel, and I've said that many times. So the infantry variant with these iron sights, getting back on topic here, I have been finding is so much fun. And if you guys have been subscribed to my channel for a while, you might have seen some videos where I actually struggled in certain matches where I was using the infantry variants because I was so used to using marksman and sniper scopes. Well, I have found that the gameplay in Battlefield 1 leans more towards close to medium range combat. There are almost no maps that cater to long range sniping when you're playing the objective. Now, I mean, okay, let me rephrase that because I don't want to get a lot of hate because it said that. There are certain maps where it's probably better to have a scope, but in the majority of the maps, if you're going to be an aggressive scout, and that's what I'm talking about today, is being an aggressive scout, then the infantry variant is probably going to be much better. Now, there's two types of scenarios here because it really depends on the system that you play on. Let's start with consoles, and I'll give you the reason why using a carbine or infantry variant is better on the consoles than it is on PC. So regardless of whether you're playing on Xbox One or PlayStation 4, this will apply to you. Now, these games have aim assist, and the aim assist only works, we're only talking about the scout class here, the aim assist only works on infantry and carbine variants. So if you're playing close range and you're using a marksman or a sniper scope, you're actually putting yourself at a small disadvantage unless you're very used to playing the game without aim assist. Even so, you would still be at a disadvantage. I hear a lot of people say, well, if you don't like the aim assist, just turn it off. That's not the point. The point is the aim assist is turned on by default. And a lot of players, the casual players, have no idea what aim assist even is. You know, they just think every time they aim the gun, they're beasts because they're getting aimed right onto their target. And once you get a feel for the game, that's pretty much what happens. Because even though there's aim assist, it's not an aim bot. You still basically have to have them very close or centered into your crosshairs. Otherwise, the aim assist will not kick in for you. We have had discussions about whether or not the aim assist is OP, but that is a different video, not really for discussion on this video, but feel free to mention it if you want to. So on console, when you're playing aggressively, I think that the infantry and carbine variants are the best simply because the aim assist, helps you out a lot. Once you get used to the movement of the game and you get used to your controller, you can center your target. You can get your target close to the center of the screen, push the aim button, and the aim assist will direct you to the target very fast. Now, a lot of people think, this is a little cheap, but if everybody's using it, it's not. It's just how they built the game, guys. It is built in. It works for every other class, every other variant on every other class. So basically, the only ones it doesn't work with is sniper and marksman scope, so be careful about that. If you've recently switched to a marksman or sniper scope on console and you're wondering why you're doing so bad, it's because you're not being aim assisted onto your target, so keep that in mind. Having said that, there's a lot of close quarters battle, especially on these city maps like the one I'm playing right here. Amiens would be another good example of a close quarter map where an infantry or carbine variant might be the best. And as you can see, using this Gewehr M95 is probably your best bet because the amount of damage is so high. Now, it does not have a sweet spot, but it does amazing damage close up. Probably even better damage than the Martini Henry when you're away from that sweet spot and hitting people. You can hit people for up to, I believe, 90 damage when you're right in front of them, which is amazing in Battlefield 1 because the way they designed the scout rifles is that they do more damage when you're farther away, which blows my mind, but that's how they did it. So this Gewehr M95, if you're fighting close quarters, a lot of the enemies will already be wounded, and you're going to get tons of one-shot kills. And even if they're not wounded, you can get a quick follow-up shot because the bolt action animation is really fast, and you can use a straight pull, which means you don't have to scope out every time you take a shot. And that's pretty much with all the infantry scout variants, but the Gewehr M95 I like the most because of how fast you can shoot again after you take your first initial shot. Alright, let's move on from the infantry sights to the carbines, and that's pretty much the same thing. The carbines give you a little more magnification. I think you can get up to about 2 to 2.5 magnification on the carbines. I might have that wrong, but I know it's not up to 4 times because the 4 times scopes start with the marksman. So the carbines are basically the same deal. If you're on console, they're still going to give you aim assist, but if you're on PC, you won't get aim assist, but that's okay because you're using a mouse, which is going to be much more accurate. I find that I do just as good on PC using infantry and carbine variants as I do on console because you do not need aim assist with the mouse, and if you have somehow found a way to use aim assist and a mouse at the same time, that's probably incredibly OP. I don't know if that's possible, but I have had people tell me on PC that if you plug a controller in, then you can turn the aim assist on. I've never tried that myself because I've never felt the need for aim assist with the mouse, but who knows. Oh, look at that no scope with the gas mask on there. Alright, anyway, so the carbines are basically the same as the infantry, except they give you the ability to take longer shots and be more accurate because you can actually configure different reticles for the carbines. You have the cross reticle, the regular sniper reticle, the dot reticle, and I think you have the T reticle as well, or just the reticle that has the line on it. But I prefer, when I'm using a carbine, I prefer the dot reticle because it's very similar to a red dot sight. And so many first-person shooters have red dot sights in them that it just seems more natural, Even for me, somebody that's always used a scope in pretty much every game that I play, I was easily able to adjust to a red dot type of scope, of sight, a red dot type of sight on my gun. But I think I still will prefer the infantry in this close quarters map. Now let's move on to the marksman and sniper scopes. All right, the marksman scopes can basically... they're basically just sniper scopes with less magnification. And the no aim assist on console. Now if you're playing on PC, it doesn't matter, it's just what's more comfortable. I would say playing on a small map like this, the marksman scope is great. Even for larger maps, the marksman scopes are great. But then we get into the sniper scopes if you want higher magnification. And what's the main difference between the sniper scope and the marksman scope? Well, the sniper scope is going to give you a lot of glint. The marksman scope won't give you any glint. And what that means is, have you ever seen when you're aiming at an enemy or when you're looking around the map, the little lights that indicate a sniper is there? When I first started playing Battlefield 4, I thought they were flashlights. I was like, why do people have flashlights on their gun? It makes it easy for them to see. No, it's the scope glint, and you will only get scope glint in Battlefield 1 if you're using a sniper variant. And the reasoning basically is so that enemies can see where the snipers are. When you're getting sniped at, it gives you a location, and it's kind of, in my opinion, to keep the people using snipers at a longer range. I don't think DICE designed the game and wanted people running around with high magnification sniper scopes at very close quarters. I think they want to keep that further away. I think they're trying to be more realistic with the way that snipers are in actual combat. You will not find people with magnified scopes on the front lines. They will be far away, taking shots at the enemies, suppressing the enemies, and, you know, helping their team on whatever the objective might be, helping their squad. So, and there's always been scope glint, you know, on sniper rifles, but I think Battlefield 1 is the first one where we have a marksman scope that does not have scope glint on it, which is really cool. So one of the great things about the marksman scope is no scope glint. The only difference between the marksman and the sniper, like I said, is the basically scope glint and higher magnification. So I have been using sniper scopes less and less because I have been trying to force myself to be more of an objective, in-your-face type of player. I've always been like a medium range sniper, but now I'm starting to move more into close range, playing the objective really, really hard, and just trying to like hone my skills in on getting much faster, better at flanking, all that kind of thing. And for me, the infantry and the carbine variants of these scout rifles have just rocked my world. They have really done the trick. They have been just what I needed. So I know a lot of you guys are seeing my videos and my streams, and you're like, man, he's not using scopes anymore. I still use the scopes. Like I said, I've just been practicing with the infantry and the carbine. I've just wanted to get better, and I feel like, you know, I really have been getting better. I mean, in this gameplay, I dropped 63 kills with the Gewehr M95 infantry, and I've had several other gameplays where I'm getting 60 plus kills, where in the past I've never been able to do that with, you know, infantry variants. And it's just really cool to find something new to learn in the game that I haven't really done that much before. So that's my opinion. I think that the overall best for Battlefield 1, I would say, is probably the carbine variant. In my opinion, if you are playing aggressive as a scout, the carbine variant is probably going to be the best one for you. And then maybe the infantry variant if you're playing on super close quarters maps like this one right here. And that's pretty much all I have to say about the scopes and the different variants regarding reticles and sights and scopes. So let me talk about a couple other things right now. Premium Trials is going on until the 27th, which means you get access to all the DLC content, all the maps you've never been able to play, the new maps that just came out, Nivelle Nights, and this one, Prise de Terreur, and I hope I said that better than the last time I pronounced it. So yeah, that means basically even if you just are a standard user, you can sign into Battlefield until the 27th, and you can become a premium user and have access to all this content. You can even unlock guns. I believe you can unlock guns that are only premium. So yeah, just get into that and have some fun. And if you really like it, then go ahead and buy premium. No, I'm not being endorsed by Battlefield. I just think if you're a big Battlefield 1 fan, then you should have all the latest content, because that's basically the best way to go. I believe you can buy the map packs for like $20 a piece, but you end up saving like $10 if you buy it with premium. So yeah, that's definitely the best way to go. I have been liking the new map. It is a city map, and when I first started playing Battlefield 1, I hated small maps, but the way they've redesigned their scout rifles from Battlefield 4 to Battlefield 1, you can play, if you pick the right variant and the right scout rifle for you, you can play close quarters almost as effectively as a good assault player. Now, I think a good assault player, when it comes to one-on-one combat in a close quarters map, is always going to have a better advantage than a scout, just because the assault class is designed for close range. But keep in mind, not everybody that runs assault is going to be the best player in the world at it. So if you are a good scout and that's your main class and you're good at close quarters, you have a really good chance, like you see in this video, of basically just causing the enemy all kinds of pain right in their face. And I hate to say this, but it kind of makes me feel good when I get hate messages because I'm a sniper in close quarters and the assault players just can't deal with me. I mean, it feels so good. How good does it feel when you go up against a guy that has a shotgun and you have a sniper rifle or a scout rifle, whatever you want to call it, and you win? You know, whether you get him with the one shot, the headshot, or the best is when you shoot him once, he gets wounded, and then you quickly swap to your pistol and shoot him. I mean, come on, that guy had a shotgun. He should have been able to end you 2 or 3 times. It just feels good. But yeah, so these little city maps I'm really liking because it's just non-stop action, and it feels so good to be a scout in close quarters combat and just getting all kinds of kills on the enemy. Stick with your team, guys. That's important. If you're playing close quarters as a scout, stick close to your teammates. If you get separated from them, find some cover, take out as many as you can, stay close to the objective. All right, so what do you guys think? And another thing I want to open a discussion about is small maps versus large maps. What do you guys think about it? What do you prefer? I used to prefer very large maps because I could snipe, you know, distance, and when I say distance, I basically mean medium range, being close to an objective but not close enough to cap it, and just helping my team by shooting the enemies off that are contesting it or that are running towards it to try to stop my team from capturing it. But now I find myself, like I said, on the objective, so I'm gravitating more towards liking the smaller maps, even though I still play as a scout. Like 100% of the time. Literally the only time I switch classes is when there's a new gun to unlock, or when there's a specific like challenge that I need to do, or if my team needs a medic, which rarely ever happens. I hardly switch to medic, or if I need to blow a tank up by switching to the assault class. Other than that, I'm going to be scout 100% of the time. And I like all the maps, but right now at this point in my Battlefield career, I'm really liking the small closed-in maps because just the amount of ownage you can get on the enemy team when you're in such close quarters. The last thing I want to talk about is the next DLC. I believe the Russian DLC update is scheduled for September. At least that's what it says on the Battlefield website. I have heard some people say August, but I'm pretty sure it's September. We're going to be getting some new maps, some new guns, and hopefully I'll be able to show you guys these new maps and guns in the CTE, although I'm not 100% sure which maps and which guns will be released to the CTE before the actual DLC becomes available for purchase or for premium members. So that's gonna be pretty awesome. Well, guys, I hope you enjoyed this gameplay. I hope you enjoyed the commentary. Make sure you subscribe to my channel if you haven't already for more Battlefield 1 and PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds content. Those are the 2 games I'm playing right now. I look forward to reading all you guys' comments. Please give this video a thumbs up if you liked it and share it. Check out my Facebook in the video description, and I will see you guys on the next video or the next stream. Later!